Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, I will be updating my net worth for the month of August. We just finished it out. Right now, it is September 3rd. So we're going to go through my monthly net worth updating. I'm going to start doing this on a monthly cadence, share it with you guys, give you guys a little bit of thought process into how I manage my finances. Now, we have some updates. August was a big month for me on a personal level. I got a lot of good things, but also come with some caveats. So we're going to have to figure out how to navigate that. Now, I got everything written down so I can update it on my computer here, but let's go over the first main update. First, biggest update for me is I finally got promoted. I know, very exciting stuff, but there is a little bit of a con that comes with me getting promoted. Now, the benefit is, as you guys can imagine, I got a pay raise, and it was a pretty decent sized pay raise considering the role I'm in. It was considered part-time, even though I worked 40 hours a week. So now that I'm full-time doing pretty much the same job, but I'm at a full-time role, my pay went up a pretty decent amount. Now I'm not like making, $90,000 a year, but it's enough to be nice, Now the problem with that is because I got promoted, they want me to relocate because I currently do not live in the state that I work my corporate job at. Right now, I live in the beautiful state of Florida, but with this relocation, I will have to move to the beautiful state of Arizona, specifically Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, now that's cool. I've been in Florida my whole life. It'd be nice to see new things, live in a new area. But the biggest con is I no longer get to live with my mom and dad, unfortunately. I was hoping to live with my parents until I was at least 45 years old, but I do unfortunately have to move out of my parents' house at the age of 25. I'm not excited for it because, as you can assume, now I'm going to have to start paying rent. So, I sound kind of privileged being like, oh, I'm 25 and I don't pay rent. But, I'm trying to put it off as long as possible. So, now I'm going to have to start paying rent. So that sucks. But it is what it is. You live and you learn. Life goes on. So, yeah. I'm going to show you guys my net worth. Hopefully, I can still get to 100K pretty quickly, even paying rent. Obviously, I'm trying to budget properly. Look at my new paycheck, see what I'm getting paid, and budget my rent from there. So if you guys have any advice for me when it comes to finding good rent, let me know in the comments because your boy needs help. So let's get into updating the actual net worth. If you guys haven't seen this net worth tracker before, if this is your first time seeing it, I think it's laid out pretty nice. We got my accounts up here. These are my assets. Got my liabilities down here. Got a nice little graph. And this is just for your guys' information, kind of what I'm mostly invested in. I don't have the actual breakdowns of everything, but this is pretty much what I'm invested in. And then just a little chart right here showing my net worth. So to start, we got my Wells Fargo checking account. Now, with the raise, I did spend a little bit of money. I upgraded my computer. The last computer I had was so old, it couldn't even run Windows 11. And I really want to play Battlefield 6 when it comes out. So I need Windows 11 because I need secure boot. So I upgraded my computer. Now, I think the computer came out great, and I only paid $1,400 for it. I think that's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I think for the computer I got, AMD, 9700, 5070, Windows 11, I think $1,400 is not bad. So that took a little bit of a hit on my checking account. But right now my checking account's sitting at $18.30.91 for that. Now, SoFi, I don't keep any money in there because I strictly use SoFi for my high yield savings account. My Wells Fargo savings account, that is at $29.14.37. Now, my SoFi high yield savings account, we are at $25.815.15. If you guys have a high yield savings account, man, it's pretty nice because I've been getting paid interest. Today's September 3rd, so I got my interest payout 3 days ago. That helped pretty nicely. And for disclaimer too, how I mentioned the pay raise, I've only gotten one paycheck with my new pay raise. So hopefully once that starts snowballing here, I can, like I said, I can get to 100K pretty quickly. Next is my T. Rowe Price account. So $0. Now you're like, whoa, where'd the money go? So this T. Rowe Price retirement 401k that I had was actually with a different company that I worked with, and they finally terminated me, which is a good thing. It's mutual agreement to terminate me. So what I did was I rolled that into my Empower retirement, which it did finally clear, which is nice. So in my Empower retirement, this is my main 401k with my main job. I have $27,000. Wait, I actually typed that in wrong. I have 27,075. Yes, 49. $27,000 in my 401k. So pretty nice, pretty nice. Hopefully, I want to snowball that pretty quickly too, because I want to get that built up since that's my biggest holding so far. Next, my Fidelity brokerage. I actually pulled the money out of my brokerage because I had a couple shares of like Fubo in there, just individual stock picking, and I kind of didn't want that anymore. So what I ended up doing was I sold out of my Fubo share. I rolled it into my Roth, and what I did was I actually, as of yesterday, I maxed out my Roth for the year. So right now I'm at 12,120.12 for my Roth. That's a lot of 12s. Wow. For my Roth IRA account. So my Roth is officially maxed out, which I feel pretty good about. I started investing in my Roth IRA last year, and I never maxed it out. So the fact that I maxed it out in September, I feel pretty good about. Next is my crypto holdings. If you guys hold crypto, you know that it's kind of been up and down. It was up, and then it came down, and now it kind of leveled out. So crypto, I actually lost a little bit of money, but that's okay because I constantly invest into crypto. So if that bull run ever hits, should be looking pretty nice on there. But if it doesn't, I DCA because I believe in it. So next is my vehicle equity. So let's get into this here. The first net worth video I ever made, I forgot to add my vehicle. And I had a whole bunch of people in the comments saying, bro, you forgot to add your vehicle. And then the last net worth video I made, I added my vehicle, and I had a whole bunch of people in the comments saying, bro, why'd you add your vehicle? So let me tell you guys where I stand on this, right? And there was a comment too from someone who said they worked in accounting, and they said I did it right. I'll put that comment if I can remember it. So I'm gonna go with what they said. But look, at the end of the day, your vehicle is a depreciating asset. Notice I say depreciating asset, not depreciating liability. It's a depreciating asset. Your vehicle is still an asset, even if you have an outstanding loan on it, right? As you guys can see here, I depreciate my vehicle manually. And personally, on a personal level, I really think I could get more for my vehicle than $14,000 as of right now. But I want to be conservative with my evaluation of my vehicle. I don't want to tell you guys, like, oh, I can sell my car for $20,000, right? Because the reality is, I'm not going to sell my car anytime soon. I love my car. So I'm going to put $14,000 still, because I still think that's a fair evaluation for my car. But once again, I am showing my outstanding loan in my liabilities. So I am calculating my net worth correctly. And for you guys at home, if you want to calculate your net worth, feel free to add your vehicle. Just know it is a depreciating asset. So you will have to manually input your depreciation and also show it on your liabilities. As long as you're doing it that way, you are calculating your net worth correctly. So that's where I stand on it. If you have a problem with that, fight me in the comments down below. But technically, I'm doing it the right way. I understand that I'm showing, a good chunk of my net worth through my vehicle, but it's an asset. I could sell my vehicle tomorrow. That's how it works. So that's how assets work. That's how I'm going to treat it. So sum that 98, what is that? 98,892. We're almost at 100K in total assets. Now, once again, this didn't move too much, only about $200 because I did upgrade my PC. It is what it is. But yeah, let's get into the liability. So liability number one, Wells Fargo credit card, $0 still. Discover credit card, I paid it off. Financing services, buy now, pay later. I fell victim to it, I paid it off. Capital One credit card, I put $5,000 on my Capital One credit card. I'm just kidding, $0. Boom. My main liability right now is my auto loan. It's sitting at $18,547.05. There we go. Negative sum here. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So my total liabilities right now, which is literally just my car loan as of right now, is $18,547.05. So now we go equals sum right there. We need this, little plus, this. There it is. $80,000. We did it. Time to retire and buy a house in Cabo, right? If life was that simple. But no, $80,000 net worth, pretty nice if you ask me. So yeah, sitting at $80,000 right now. So look, I have a question for you guys. This is the main thing I've been battling with, and I want to get you guys' honest opinion. My net worth is at $80,000. In about 4 months from now, I guess I should have told you guys when I have to move. They want me out there before the end of January. So I got about 4 months to move to Phoenix, Arizona. In those 4 months, let me ask you guys what I should do. I'm struggling between two options right now. A, I'm addicted to investing. I love investing, especially dollar cost averaging. I love it. It's what I want to do. Do I go hyper aggressive on investing while I'm living with my parents still? So what I mean by that is maybe increasing my 401k to like 15%, or start investing in my brokerage account, going that route because my Roth is now maxed out. Or do I go hyper aggressive on paying off my car loan? Those are the two things I'm trying to decide upon, because my car payment isn't too bad. My interest rate is around 5%, still not too bad, right? So I don't need to pay off my car loan, but it would be nice to knock like a couple $1,000s off the principal while I live with my parents. But on the same time, or at the same time, I could just keep investing, strong investing, because I think the market has room to run. You know what I'm saying? So let me know in the comments what you guys would do if you were me. Would you hyper focus on investing still while you live with your parents before you move out? Or would you focus on paying off your principal on your car loan before you move out? That's what I'm struggling between. So yeah, that's my updated net worth for the month of August. Like I said, it's September 3rd right now. So in October, you guys will see me again doing this. I appreciate the support on a lot of the videos. To let you guys know, I'm on the road to 6,000 subscribers. I might already be there. I'm probably going to post this video. It's going to be like September 7th or something, or 8th by the time you see this video. But I'm almost at 6,000 subscribers, and I did activate memberships on the channel now. So Western Clippy, my dog, you are the only member on this channel. Holding it down, you're the first member ever. So when I have 7 million subscribers, we can look back on this video. Remember, you were the OG. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good day.